So Singman Chorus is a male chorus founded in 2005. We celebrated our 15th anniversary last year.
The Singmen's Chorus, we are a bunch of guys who get together because of our common love for choral singing.
SMC is a registered society in Singapore that have like-minded people come together and share the joy of music and make music together.
So what we do regularly is that we practice at a rehearsal venue weekly, and then towards the concert we'll have more intensive practice.
So 2020 was supposed to be a very important year for SMC.
The pandemic came around March. That was a time whereby we were least prepared because we just started the season. We have a lot of plans ahead of us.
This will be our first time that we are collaborating with an overseas choir in Taiwan, and we are planning to have 2 concerts this year.
A lot of our plans were actually in limbo. We were uncertain about how to go ahead.
So what we came up with was eventually a virtual choir project, which will get everybody into a recording studio, and hopefully that with this virtual choir project, we can get all the members excited. We will actually be able to put together a song that is meaningful and express the reason why we sing.
Given the situation now, all right, and how the world seems to be disrupted continuously by very large, dramatic, uncontrollable events, the future of choirs, and as with many other arts groups, is through a virtual path. We have to have some sort of capability for keeping the group going, even as there are these periods where we cannot be physically together.
I think at the beginning it was very challenging for everybody. Everybody was maybe a little bit apprehensive.
So the challenges were that because of social distancing, we could not gather as a group and practice.
I thought it was important for them to come together to hear and memorize how we sound as a group so that hopefully they can replicate it when they go into the studio.
Some of our new members do not come with music singing background, so it is really difficult for them to self-learn some of the scores.
So I guess for this recording project, we adopted a blended approach to learning music for the first time.
Zoom sessions were quite bad because I can't hear everyone at the same time. So it has to be very one by one, like sing back to me. So it was not so effective learning compared to face-to-face.
In Zoom, what we did was we had to sing one by one. The interaction there is much lesser than when we were in Aliwal.
The Zoom sessions were effective in terms of note delivery, in terms of checking on our members' pitches. But I think what the Zoom sessions lacked were the ability to convey across the line and phrases.
It's harder than singing together as a group, because singing together as a group, other people cover your mistakes. But when singing on your own, even via Zoom, it's only you singing and all your flaws are exposed.
Teaching rhythm might be a little bit difficult. So what I tend to do is my own recording and just to send out to the members. That would be much easier.
As part of the blended approach, the second half of our rehearsals, right, took on the form of face-to-face sessions. We had 2 of them. The first of which was really for the section leaders to check in on our members' learning and progress. And the final session with the choral director, where we emulated recording rehearsal session, that was really the final time that we get to achieve a section sound.
It is a learning process, and everybody deserves time and support to get it done.
But we can only have 5.
Oh, 5 inside anyway.
Yeah,
So I can be in there.
Right.
I would suggest that if the drum set is going to be moved,
It will be moved.
yeah, you're not going to move it entirely out, right?
No,
You're just push it into a corner, right?
No, everything out.
Really?
Wow.
Why We Sing was featured in our 2018 concert Homecoming as a final piece. I guess in many ways it's really about why this choir exists, or why any other choir exists. This piece was chosen largely because of manageability. Firstly, it's got to be a song that we could learn in isolation and then be able to put it together in a way that makes sense to whoever's doing the final work. This piece encapsulates why choirs exist around the world.
I sang this song with the choir in my first year with SMC, so it meant a lot to me, and it doesn't have the same effect if you don't sing it as a group.
My favorite part, I have to actually admit, is the song itself, Why We Sing. It has a special meaning, especially during this particular time of the year, this particular time of everyone's life with this whole pandemic.
So not being able to see all of my friends, it just loses the meaning of the whole idea of singing as a chorus.
I suppose having a recording project like that is very, very important. During a period of isolation, it's the only thing that keeps us going as a group.
It gave everybody the opportunity to interact in a very different way. But this time when we get to hear everybody individually, somehow I feel like I get to know that person a little bit more. This has helped to strengthen certain parts of the choir to grow in a very different path. This really helps to build up your own musicianship, your own sense of rhythm, your own sense of, many aspects that make this choir singing possible.
Tear down. Please don't do the tear down thing, okay? Don't be so sexy, okay? Tear down. Straight to an elbow. All time. Good. 3, go.
For many of them, going into a recording studio is a first-time experience.
After having not seen each other for a good, half a year, it was really heartwarming to see each and every member coming into the recording booth and giving of themselves so wholeheartedly to make this project a success.
My favorite part of this project is actually the waiting room, the waiting area, because it's where we can actually catch up with everybody else and talk nonsense and just relax and before we go into the torture chamber.
I found myself missing the whole choir experience because they were my friends and they were my second family, my second home.
Because of the pandemic, we haven't had the chance to bond, but then really now we get the chance to enjoy ourselves in the back room like this right now, and then of course enjoying this whole studio experience.
I miss every one of them actually. So without the interaction was quite mundane, I must say. Yeah, life without them every Wednesday, it's something that I wouldn't want to look forward to in the near future.
Why we feel that music is bringing us together at a time that we are actually very separated, and I find that juxtaposition very interesting, and because of that it adds more meaning and more warmth and heart to the actual lyrics that we're singing.
And rolling. Why We Sing MV, scene 3.2.1, take 4.
This being the choir's first ever virtual choir project, we wanted to make a music video to go along with the song track that we were recording here in this studio.
This is my first time filming on film, and with the support of everybody, everyone made it fun, and it was just like a family again.
So for ourselves, really, it's to remind us that why we are doing this in the first place. Even though it's a pandemic, we can still carry on doing what we love.
Coming up, we're doing something for Christmas, and going forward, there's a team scheduled for other songs to be learned and to be published so that the rest of the singing community can also enjoy it and draw strength from it.
I really want to thank everybody who participated in this virtual choir project.
So I'd like to thank the team for putting together this, and of course all our members putting their effort into learning the piece and performing it.
And hope you enjoy this music put together by SMC Why We Sing.
Like what the lyrics say, music is like a bridge, and it kind of binds people together. It breaks down walls, so it's really meaningful in terms of the lyrics itself.
Don't give up on singing. There's something precious about that. So keep calm and carry on.
This is why we sing, why we live.